and welcome to the Movies Past and Present podcast. It's October 10th, 2019, and this is episode 34. I'm your host, Stanford Clark, and I'm podcasting from the crossroads of the West in beautiful Salt Lake City, Utah. Just like my blog, moviespastandpresent.com, I'll be providing recommendations, commentary, and reviews about current and classic cinema. Thanks for tuning in, and let's get started. New in theaters, we've got a few new releases to discuss. First up is GEMINI Man, which is an action thriller from Paramount Pictures. It stars Will Smith. It is directed by the very versatile director Ang Lee. And Will Smith plays a dude named Henry Brogan, who is an elite assassin, who is suddenly targeted and pursued by a mysterious young operative that seemingly can predict his every move. It's because it's himself from the past. This film looks like it could be cool. It's not getting great reviews, so we'll just have to see. It also stars Clive Owen and Benedict Wong. It's heavy on the special effects because it's got Will Smith, basically playing himself, and then a younger version of himself. I also understand that some screenings are employing a high frame rate print. I don't know if you've ever experienced a high frame rate print. Last time I did, it was with the one of those Hobbit films that Peter Jackson did, and it's really weird. It's like you're watching a high definition TV in a movie theater, and it didn't really work. It kind of took away a lot of, I think, kind of some of the beauty of watching a film on the big screen, just because it was almost too sharp, if that even makes sense. But I don't know. It doesn't look like that's playing in my market. Just checking some of the screenings, but it's definitely playing in IMAX, and I'm hoping to go check it out and make up my own mind on GEMINI Man. So GEMINI Man is rated PG-13 for violence and action throughout and brief, strong language. Next up is The ADDAMS Family, which is yet another film adaptation of the iconic cartoons done by Charles Addams for the New Yorker magazine. This is an animated family comedy from MGM, so I guess a difference with this one is it's actually animated. It's done with CG animation, and it appears to follow a lot of Addams' actual art. So that being said, get ready to snap your fingers. According to the press materials, the first family of Halloween, the ADDAMS Family, is back on the big screen in the first animated comedy about the kookiest family on the block. Funny, outlandish, and completely iconic, the ADDAMS Family redefines what it means to be a good neighbor. The voice cast in this film includes Oscar Isaac, Charlize Theron, Chloe Grace Moretz, Finn Wolfhard, Nick Kroll, Bette Midler, and Allison Janney. The ADDAMS Family is rated PG for macabre and suggestive humor and some action. All right, next up is JEXI, which is a gross-out comedy from Lionsgate. It's from the writers of The Hangover and the directing team behind Bad Moms, so you kind of get an idea of where they're coming from. JEXI is basically a fictionalized version of Apple Siri, the artificial intelligence that you can talk to via your iPhone or other Apple device. Phil, who's played by the actor Adam Devine, he's addicted to his phone, and when he has to upgrade his phone, the latest model comes with this unexpected feature. JEXI, who is voiced by actress Rose Byrne. JEXI is a life coach, a virtual assistant, and cheerleader, but then also morphs into a tech nightmare determined to keep Phil all to herself, even if it means ruining his chances of finding success and love. So, I don't know if you've seen the trailers for this, but it looks like it's going to be pretty gross. So, not necessarily my thing. JEXI is rated R for strong, crude, sexual content and language throughout, some drug use, and graphic nudity. All right, next is Lucy in the Sky, which is a drama from Fox Searchlight. It stars Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman plays Lucy Cola, who is a strong woman whose determination and drive as an astronaut take her to space, where she's deeply moved by the transcendent experience of seeing life from afar. Back home, as Lucy's world suddenly feels too small, her connection with reality slowly unravels. This is directed by Noah Hawley. Don't know a lot about this movie. I know that it's opening, and that there's some space stuff. I like Natalie Portman, so hopefully it's going to be good. Lucy in the Sky is rated R for language and some sexual content. And now there are a couple of other movies of note that opened within the last couple of weeks, so I just wanted to briefly address and give you some options for your weekend movie-going pleasure. The film Joker, which is a drama from Warner Brothers, opened up, and it's been in the headlines as being a bit controversial. I think just because the subject matter is a bit of a lightning rod with since it focuses on a person with some mental health issues, and then it also gets violent. So it's directed by Todd Phillips, who also brought us The Hangover, speaking of. But this film is centered around, of course, the Joker from the Batman comics and films. And Todd Phillips' exploration of this character, who's played by Joaquin Phoenix, is of a man who's struggling to find his way in Gotham City's fractured society. He is a clown for hire by day, and he aspires to be a stand-up comic by night, but finds that the joke always seems to be on him. Caught in a cyclical existence between apathy and cruelty, the character makes one bad decision that brings about a chain reaction of escalating events in this gritty character study. Joker is rated R for strong bloody violence, disturbing behavior, language, and brief sexual images, and it's not a film that I'm really dying to see, but again, it's one of those maybe you want to go see and make up your own mind about it. So that's Joker. Also up for something completely different and more family-oriented is Abominable, which is a family animated film from DreamWorks Animation and Pearl Studios. DreamWorks Animation, based here in the United States, did a joint venture with a Chinese animation firm, and they're not. I think the joint venture's ended. But this studio is called Pearl Studios, and so I think most of this animation, even though it was a collaborative effort, DreamWorks is distributing it in the U.S., Pearl is distributing it in China, and again, I'm not sure who necessarily did what, but I wonder if much of this animation came from Pearl Studios. But that being said, this movie is about a young teenage girl in Shanghai. Her name is Yi. And in our English language version, she's voiced by Chloe Bennett. She encounters a young Yeti on the roof of her apartment building in Shanghai. And she and her two friends, they name the Yeti Everest, and then they embark on an epic quest to reunite the magical creature with his family at the highest point on Earth. But this trio of friends will have to stay one step ahead of Burnish, who is a wealthy man intent on capturing the Yeti, and the zoologist Dr. Zara, to help Everest get home. So Burnish, the bad guy, is voiced by Eddie Izzard, and the zoologist Dr. Zara is voiced by Sarah Paulson. So Abominable, I've heard actually it's pretty cute. Not a big fan of DreamWorks Animation, but again, maybe because of this involvement with Pearl Studios, maybe that's helped it. Abominable is rated PG for some action and mild rude humor. So a lot of choices this weekend. You've got Gemini Man, The Addams Family, JEXI, Lucy in the Sky, and then still in theaters, Joker and Abominable. Classic Cinema Corner, I just wanted to help you plan a little bit from now between now and the end of the year. Some of your precious movie going time. I'm a big fan of the Turner Classic Movies Big Screen Classics series. So TCM, of course, their wonderful classic movie network, they sponsor a movie series. Typically, they're about one a month. They're in big theaters. They're in movie theaters across the country, so you see them actually on the big screen. And then, of course, for films that you'd actually could even see on TCM, of course, the network. But it's wonderful to see these films on the big screen. They do a nice job of curating this series. They do it in conjunction with the main movie studios in Hollywood. Many of the films that they show on the big screen are celebrating some kind of an anniversary, and so in a way, it's a bit of a promotional thing. The films are typically available, on Blu-ray disc as well. But still, as we know, it's just so wonderful to see these movies on the big screen in the way that they were intended. So there are 4 films left this year. I just wanted to go over the 4 films and then just give you these dates and websites so you can plan. I'll have all of this information on the podcast notes on my blog too, so you can link to them easily and get these dates on your calendar, because I think these are going to be 4 films that you're going to want to see. So first up is which is perfect for Halloween. It's the 40th anniversary screening of Alien from 1979. So this is the original Alien film, directed by Ridley Scott, and I distinctly remember these posters too. In space, no one can hear you scream. Remember that tagline? Basically, just as a recap, A Close Encounter of the Third Kind becomes a Jaws-style nightmare, if we're going with kind of the film motif. When an alien invades a spacecraft, on the way home from a mission for what's known as the Company, the spaceship Nostromo, actually the crew of the Nostromo, is woken up from hibernation by the ship's mother computer to answer a distress signal from a nearby planet. They go to the nearby planet, and there's this face-hugging creature that bursts out of a pod and attaches itself to one of the crew, and we'll leave it at that if you haven't already seen it. It's memorable. This movie is so scary, but really, it's really a terrific sci-fi and horror film. So, Alien, as I mentioned, directed by the great Ridley Scott, and it stars Sigourney Weaver, Tom Skerritt, John Hurt, and Ian Holm. And it is going to be playing on October 13th, 15th, and 16th. So, and again, I'll put the website, but you got to the Fathom Events website, who TCM partners with to distribute these films. And you can put in your zip code, and it will show you the different times, the different theaters and the different times that it's playing. Typically, they screen these twice a day on those, but you just need to check, because sometimes it's only one day, only one screening a day. Also, Alien is, I think, given that it's probably going to be popular, it's playing 3 dates. Typically, they only play them on 2 days, Sundays and Wednesdays, but they've added a Tuesday in here too. So again, October 13th, 15th, and 16th for Alien. Next up is The Godfather Part 2 from 1974. This is going to be on November 10th, 12th, and 13th. So again, 3 days for The Godfather Part 2. And of course, this is Francis Ford Coppola's legendary continuation to his amazing 1972 film, The Godfather. I love this film, but I've only seen it on a TV screen. So again, I really am excited to watch this in the movie theater. For if you're not familiar with with this. Hopefully you've seen at least Godfather and Godfather Part 2. No need to bother with Godfather Part 3. I think that's a pretty horrible film. But first two were amazing. It has a parallel storyline. It goes back in time and talks about the young Vito Corleone's rise to power. Vito Corleone in the original, the first film was played by Marlon Brando. And then in this film, the young Vito Corleone is played by a young Robert De Niro. And then also it's talking about Michael Corleone, who's played by Al Pacino. And so it's got these parallel storylines going on about the father and the son. And it's really an interesting depiction of the dark side of the American dream, and also kind of two men's rise to power and corruption and how things are dealt with within the family, and it's really the destructive nature of it all. But it's so masterfully done. It really set the bar. I think many consider it one of the best sequels ever made, if not the best. So anyway, can't wait to see Godfather Part 2 on the big screen. It's again playing November 10th, 12th, and 13th. In December, we've got something a little lighter, a little different, but I'm really excited about it. Actually, we've got two films in December, but first one is When Harry Met Sally. And this is celebrating its 30th anniversary. This film was released in 1989. And it's going to be showing on December 1st and 3rd. Director Rob Reiner made really one of the best modern romantic comedies with this film. I think clearly it set a new standard for a modern romantic comedy, and everything worked. I mean, first off, the screenplay was written by Nora Ephron. I mean, come on. I mean, Nora Ephron, brilliant, an amazing writer, and just so able to capture, relationships between men and women, New York, life in New York City, and it's she was so good, and then of course just the incredible acting by Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, who were just at the absolute top of their game and have such great chemistry together. This film also stars Carrie Fisher and Bruno Kirby, among others, and the supporting cast is also just A+. So can't wait to see this film again. So When Harry Met Sally, December 1st and 3rd. And then finally for this year, we've got the 75th anniversary screening of the musical Meet Me in St. Louis from 1944. This is going to be screened on December 8th and 11th. This film was directed by Vincent Minnelli, and it's just one of those great MGM musicals. The peak, those peak years of MGM, and it is such a delightful film if you've never seen it. I've seen this one on TCM multiple times, but again, I'm really excited to see this one on the big screen. It's kind of a movie. It's a little slice of life movie. It takes place over a 12-month period, and just highlights some important events in a family's life. The dad in the film, who's played by Leon Ames, he is a banker, and he's got an opportunity to take a job in New York City, which again would relocate the family. So this is a prosperous family, and they love their life in St. Louis, and it's devastating to the family that they might be moving. So that's kind of hanging over them, like kind of the last things of what's going on. The daughters that are played by Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien and Lucille Bremer, two are the three, but really it's Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien who are who are so key in this, or who are so great. You'll recognize these great songs from this movie, The Boy Next Door, the Trolley Song, and of course Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which sung by Judy Garland. It's just one of the all-time best musical performances, I think, of the time period, and as well as just a classic, beautiful film. It's done in Technicolor, so beautiful Technicolor. And one thing to note too is back to Margaret O'Brien. She was 6 years old when she played the role in this film, and she plays a quirky character, quirky little such character, but her performance is really, really good, and she got a special Academy Award for her remarkable performance. So anyway, Meet Me in St. Louis can't recommend it, or Meet Me in St. Louis can't recommend it highly enough. That's going to be on December 8th and 11th. So TCM Big Screen Classics series, take advantage of it. It's so much fun. Movies are great, always done in a lovely digital presentation. Each one of them is introduced by Ben Mankiewicz, who's the TCM primetime host. So he gives you some context about the film both before and after the movie, so always stay through the credits. You should do that anyway, right? But just can't recommend overall to the TCM Big Screen Classics series highly enough. Well, that does it for this episode of the Movies Past and Present podcast. Again, links and more information about all of the movies discussed in today's podcast can be found in the podcast notes on my blog at moviespastandpresent.com. As always, I hope you will enjoy some good movies this week, whether they be from the past or the present. Until next time, thanks for listening, and see you at the movies.